Hey guys, this is Hidden Matrix and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be drawing Supersonic in today's drawing tutorial. So it's going to be modern Supersonic in a really cool pose where he's kind of powering up and he's got like a load of aura and power around him that's like yellow glows and shiny stuff, and it looks really cool. So I thought this would be a great one to do for this drawing tutorial. So to start off guys, if you are drawing on paper with a pencil, you want to make sure you've got a ruler and also a rubber just in case for anything you might need to erase. And if you're on digital art like me on a drawing tablet or a software program, then just follow along and you should be able to do it on the program that you're doing if it's not clips you do like I'm using right now. So to start the drawing off, what you want to do is have a circle, so kind of like an eclipse circle for Sonic's head. So just go around with a circle and it should be quite simple really. It can be rough at the moment, but this will represent what goes inside the face. So like the muzzle, the white parts of the eyes and his eyebrows and nose and his mouth bit. So that represents that part of the body. Once you've got that, what we can then do is draw the body. So this is kind of an oval beanie shape for the body, and he's kind of leaning back, so you want it to kind of be an angle there really for the body. So you want it kind of arching backwards as he's leaning back a bit. He's leaning upright with a bit of arch in his back. So something like this will do, and we'll just widen that at the back a bit since, there we go, since he is leaning back, so you're showing a bit of more of the side of his body. Then for the legs, since he's got quite long legs, kind of like Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog design legs, you go down like this, two very symmetrical lines there, and you can kind of make him look a bit like cylinders curving the end there. Then for his next leg, he's got a little bit of a gap in between the two legs, so you just go with a little line across and go down. And this leg will eventually go down to about there, and then you just do a straight line across as it doesn't level with the other leg. And you want to go up, try and keep the width the same on both as well, make it look right. And what we'll do going up with this one is we'll just widen out the body a little bit more. That's not going to do too much harm. I want to keep that beanie shape in it as well, just like that. And just do a line up just to separate the leg from the body there. So next off, you want to draw the arms. So going from this edge over here, we're going to go and do a line diagonally outwards and slowly have it curving down, and it kind of goes to about the middle of the body as well, so don't really want to go too further down than that. And then to do a line there, and we'll just do a little curve round, and then do the same on the other side and try and keep the gap the same in between, so you got like not too thin or too thick of an arm, so it keeps it quite nice. Then just rub that line that we had there out, and then we're going to the left arm. It's gonna have this line starting off here, slowly curving out, and then go from here and curve this one there, and then we'll go with this line to join those two up. Also with the right arm, just move this one out slightly since there is a little bit of a gap between the head and the arm. So if we then, as I've just seen, as we go, see there's a little gap there, and what we can do is just slightly improve the body there as well. So now going back to the legs, we want to now add in the ankle and the shoe. So he's got like some socks here before he gets to the shoe, so what you want to do is just do kind of a little rectangle kind of a shape for the front of the sock, and then on the top we can just round round it off a bit there. And then what we can do is just have a line in between, and we can develop those a little bit later on. So what we are doing with this shoe, since it's facing at a forward angle and not a side angle, so it's facing this way, what you want to do is, so with this side of the shoe we go down to there, and we'll do the same on the other side, and then we'll curve it off like that, and that is the front angle of the shoe. And then what we want to do next is the left leg sock. So again, we're doing like a rectangle kind of a shape, and it'll go to the bottom of this rectangle will go and be in line with the middle point of the previous rectangle that we drew, and then we can just go and put a line in between that and separate them, and you have like two small rectangles, and go around like that, and then we'll develop those a little bit later on, as that'll be fine for now. And what we can do is now simply go draw the shoe like this. So going a line out and then going diagonally back in, and then we'll do a line like that there to then have a simple shoe like that. And what we'll do is we'll do a line like that there for that one, and since this one's going that way, we can just do an axis kind of line like that. So guys, once you've got all that, we'll start off drawing the hands now, and the wrist and the gloves. So what we want to do is simply start off with a circle like that. This will represent the glove wrist part. So then we will separate that with another circle, which will be more of an oval circle really this time, which will represent the closed fist that Sonic has and he's doing with his left hand, and he'll also be doing a closed fist on his right hand as well, and that'll be the thumb on the top of there like that. And what you can do if you want to as well is just separate the hand into kind of simple finger shapes here, just to know where each one will go in your drawing. And we can also just do a little diagonal zigzag line there, where we can just separate the pinky finger from the palm of the hand as well. And then once you've done that, just go and separate them like that there, and just go around the bottom of that, since it's got a little bit of the wrist glove just going below that, and we can just slightly widen that into more of the center of the wrist like that there. Now for the right hand, what we'll be doing is something similar again, so it'll be kind of oval eclipsy circle shape that we have for the wrist of the glove first, and then what we'll do is add in oval, so going from this dark line up here, and then we'll finish it off and make it look like an oval, kind of wonky oval shape really like that, and that'll represent the fist as well. And what we'll do is slightly shorten that out a little bit there, since you want to kind of keep the hands as similar as possible in size, so you don't make one look massive and make one look tiny. So yeah, that should be okay. And then what we can do is go from this point where it just cuts into the line of where the arm is, and for like the end of the thumb where it curves, and then what we'll do at the top of the thumb is go this way, and then we'll go down to about the middle of this line over here on that side, and then just make sure that's all curved and joined up, and I'll rub out any lines that are inside of the lines, so it's a little bit clearer there. And what we can do is also add in the gaps with the fingers and everything for this clenched hand. So we're going for the first finger, it will be about from the middle point from here, going down like that, and then the second finger, very similar, way we're doing it, just going down with a simple curved line, and this one's slightly a little bit straight, and then a little tiny line there, little curve there. And then what we can do is just have a little line cut into the side line we had, just to represent the end of the finger and where that is finishing compared to where the palm of the hand is and everything. And then what you can do is with the end of the pinky finger into like kind of the middle of the back of Sonic's body, you can have a bit of a curved line, and that will represent Sonic's back spike, his like shoulder back spikes. So that is that for that bit there, and the hand. And then what we can do is add in Sonic's tail, and it goes down with angle, diagonal line downwards, about 45 degrees downwards, and then just curve it in there. And so if you do like a gradual curve, it would end up connecting to the middle of Sonic's legs, as it's in the center of the bottom part of Sonic's back. Then you can just rub out the line that connects the arm to the body that we did before, and just shorten it a little bit there, as it doesn't fully connect to the arm, and it just has a little bit of a line above the bottom of the back shoulder spike. Then for the body, what we can do is rub out all that's inside the body here. And what we're going to do now is add in Sonic's sort of skin part of his body, his belly. So let's go with a curved line, and you want to go inwards, and then for the bottom of it, slowly curve it up, connect it to that line, even though there's a slight yellow skin gap in between that line. So you want a really small gap to represent the yellow part of the body, like that there. Now we'll draw Sonic's muzzle and part of his mouth. So let's go with a straight line for the bottom of it, like that, and then we'll curve it up with this line. You can use some of the lines that we use for the head as well. It makes it a little bit easier then. And we can also make it a little bit easier by going with this line and this one to represent where the head is. And so what we'll do on the other side over here, so we'll curve this, so go with a line like that up, and then we'll curve it round to about the line that we just drew to separate the angle of the head and everything, and where like the eyes would be, or where like the middle of the head is, and we'll curve that in. And we don't really see much lines connecting these two, but we can kind of connect them now, since we'll draw the nose later. But what you can do is draw a little circle for where the nose will be. And then for Sonic's eyes, what we'll do is we'll start over here, and we'll slowly curve them inwards. So you start inwards, go out and back in with the curve, and then we'll gradually curve it downwards to the middle of Sonic's head. And you want to kind of have a small gap in between the muzzle line and the eyebrows to represent sort of his frown and his seriousness in his face. And then what we'll do is we'll curve a line that goes diagonally out a bit. It's not really curving up like that, it's curving outwards. And then we'll eventually join this line up. So going like this inwards. And then what we can do is just improve that part of the muzzle and just curve that off in the end, like that, so it looks like it's just going round the side of the white eye, and then just improve that line there to something around there, something a bit better. And then what we'll do is add in the gap between the two eyebrows. So it's a line up there. You can see Sonic's attitude is coming along a little bit more now. So yeah, that separates those two, and just do a little bit like two little arches and up well, upside down M or a W kind of a shape for those eyebrow arch curves. And for representing Sonic's eyebrow, what we'll do is just rub out a little bit of the head so it doesn't get in the way. And then, so just go with a line, curves above this, just to represent sort of a kind of expression, and do a line like that to represent the eyebrows expression. I'll just improve the line slightly there since it's going up a little bit into the previous line. We want kind of a straight line on the bottom line there. And then what we'll do is we'll go and add in a slight little gap in between that white eye line, where this little gap will be part of the yellow part of Sonic's head, his yellow skin or fur. And what we'll do, since now we have his eyebrows sorted, we'll do sort of like a curve that goes up like that, and this bit that we're drawing these lines will represent the ear. So going from the middle point of this first line, we'll start the ear, so it's just a diagonal line up, and then we'll eventually curve it back in to the line we were doing like that and join those up. And then we'll do a triangle inside that triangle, and it will join up with this line here, so a little bit of a curve. And then we'll have that sort of join up to that line, and then do a line down there, a small gap in between of yellow there, and that's the first ear done. And then for the next ear, what we'll do is have a gap in between there, and we can draw the inside the ear first, and the little curve on the edge. So it's basically a triangle, but you have curved edges on the bottom two of edges of the triangle, so the top edge stays pointy, but the two side edges will have little curves inwards instead of a point. And then we'll just outline it, so do like another triangle like that around, and then we'll go like that there. Also, another handy tip is kind of just doing a line across and seeing if your ears match up as well, since this ear always, if you do a straight line across it, should always be above the left ear, the right ear should be, and it should always have like a line that should be able to connect to these kind of edges where they look like the level, and this line should always be below that line, and that part of the ear for the right ear. So now it's got to that part of the video where we can now add in Sonic's spikes and his super spikes for Supersonic, so where they'll curve upwards instead of going downwards, as they are slightly different when he is in the super form of Supersonic. So what you want to do is do a line gradually going up, and we'll say around about the middle point of the ear is where this one will eventually end, and we'll do it about there. So want to curve that up, and then slight curve outwards there, and then we'll join those up to go down, a gradual curve. And then with the second spike, it has a line that goes, cuts across the previous line. Make that a little bit smaller, but there you go. And then it will go and curve up like this, and you could just imagine kind of like an arch for Sonic spikes as well. See where they should end, so around about here. And then we'll go down and curve this all the way to around about a middle point, and we'll just give that one a little bit of height in there as well. Also, to help guys, the line If you want to make things a little bit easier, you should go down diagonally roundabout like that to make it a little bit easier to know when to end the spike and start the next one for the length of each spike. So going down, there's a little gap that curves downwards, and then we'll go like that, and eventually we'll have like a little bit of an arch as well going round. It's not like the perfect arch, as it's not meant to be like the perfect arch, but it kind of makes you kind of understand where things kind of should be in line and everything. And then what we'll do is have it a little bit of a pointy edge, and then it will eventually curve in. Have a little bit of curve where it goes kind of upwards into it and then back down like that, but it's not too easily seen, as now we'll eventually just join it up to the head then like that for those spikes. And then what we'll do is add in a back spike, so it's simple little kind of triangle, and it's very, very similar to the Toei Sonic the Hedgehog design, or Tyson Hesse's Sonic Mania design, where it has a spike hidden at the back of one of the sides. So whether he's this side, he'll have a spike there, or his head's facing this way like it is right now, he'll have a spike there. It's a very, very cool design to have for Sonic, I think, as well, but this one isn't showing too much compared to what the Sonic Mania designs have and everything like that, but it's a cool little thing to have there as well. So I think that looks quite nice and adds a little bit of extra coolness to the look of Super Sonic, but he's already cool, so we'll just improve those lines as well. And then just to put things sometimes into perspective if you need to, we can then, if you're on digital, just go Control O and you can see how things look. And what I'm going to do is slightly just improve the top line and just give it a little bit more thickness and everything to that line, as you want to keep things kind of similar. So what we'll do with this line next is let's give this one a little bit more space in the gap in between, make it look a little bit better. With spikes, it's always trial and error, so it's never simple drawing Sonic things, that's for certain. It takes a lot of practice. So guys, off camera I just messed around with the spikes a little bit just to adjust them and make them look a little bit better. All I did was slightly shorten them out, especially with the bottom spike, since that was a little bit out too much, like diagonally out. I just wanted to kind of curve it in a little bit more and have it not too far out, and since it was kind of up to here, and now I just shorten it out a little bit more, and it just gives it a little bit of a better look to Sonic as well, as I've just leaned his head slightly downwards and improved this top line, just giving it a little bit more thickness with this side, and slightly bringing it out on this side compared to it being about there. So it's not too much, it shouldn't be too hard to just for you guys, and you guys can always pause the video if you need to edit a few things. That's not to worry about, as you guys can follow this tutorial, this video, as long as you want. You can slow it down if you need to with the speed settings, and yeah, just take your time on the drawing, because you don't want to rush these things. As people say to me, I might be going too quick or too slow, but to be honest, the only way I can find a balance is really depending on how you guys want to watch the video. So if you guys need at times just to slow it down by pausing, then feel free to do that. As yeah, if it's the difference between you guys getting a good drawing, then yeah, just take your time and to get the right lines, as I do. Now that's out the way, what we'll do is add in the eyes now for Sonic, and we'll add in the nose and the mouth and actually make this look like Sonic the Hedgehog. So going down from this line, we're going to go the line downwards, and we'll remove these lines so it doesn't get in the way. And then on the other side, what we'll do is go from here, and it's going to be curving out but then back in, and then on the end we'll have a little curve like that, and then on the other side we'll have two lines, one going down like that, and then the next line will follow like this. as it should be cut off by the nose, but we can always go slightly down and improve that a little bit later. But we'll add in the left eye's features a bit later on once we've done the nose, so we know how much to draw and put in that eye later on. But what we'll do now is we'll draw the black pupil part of the eye for Sonic's right eye, so going around about there. And then what we'll do is just simply a little bit of erase it and then go like that there, and add in a little light glow, a little circle like that, and that will represent Sonic's eye glow and the direction his eye is going. And what we'll do is slightly below it is do a little curve below the black part there. And then what we'll do is draw the nose, so going from the top we'll have a line going straight, and then we'll have sort of like a curved shape now, sort of like an oval shape for his nose. And then going from here we'll have like a line that curves slightly down, and then slowly widening out the nose. We'll go slightly low with the diagonal there, and then we'll curve the nose next and join those up, and then we'll just get rid of that bottom line and improve that bottom line there like that. And then we'll rub out everything inside that, and we can just improve the lines again. I probably should have made my eraser tool a little bit smaller, so it being a little bit easier to erase out everything, but it'd be okay. And then what we'll do is add in the shine on the nose, and that'll represent that Sonic is healthy in his super form and he's doing good. So we'll just color it in all of that, and we'll make it a darkish tone for the nose there, and that will do for that. And then since now we know which line we need to sort out with the eyes, as we were perfectly fine and everything should be okay, so we can just go with the black part of the eye like we did on the right eye, like that. Then just add in a little circle. This time I'll try and be a little bit more gentle with my eraser tool, and then add a circle like that there. I'll try and make the circle not look too rough on the edge, and give it more of a roundish edge than a bumpy edge, like that. And that should be okay. You can always zoom things out to see if they look right or in like proportion or not. And with the right eye, I think what I'll do is slightly just small on that, since when you're in zoomed view it can always look different to when it's in the normal fit to screen view. So since you tend to draw things slightly bigger when you're in zoomed view, since they can tend to look right in zoom view, but when you go out to the normal view they tend to need to be a little bit smaller, as Sonic's white part of his eye needs to be showing a little bit more. That's all really, so that's not too bad. That should be okay. And what you can do, if you feel like you haven't got enough white part of the eye and the gap between the eye and everything, you can always just slightly extend it. It's not going to be too much of a sacrifice to your drawing by just extending it a little bit there. And yeah, it just makes Sonic's eye look a little bit better, as he doesn't really have small eyes in modern Sonic. It's like the white part of the eye there's plenty of it. Yeah, so it's not like the classic Sonic where it's technically really got quite a small part of the white shown really. Especially with the Sonic CD ones and the Mania Sonic, where his eyebrow is slightly going down this way and then up like that, so you would have it like that and like that. But with modern Sonic it's kind of like that and then sort of curved. But I mean, that's rough and terrible, but it's just showing the difference between the spacing in the white eye for different Sonic designs. And then what we'll do is finally add in for the muzzle, the mouth. So this one can be a little bit tricky sometimes getting the right lines, so I'll try and get it as quick as possible. Simply try and just doing a curve down like that, and we can always check if it looks right, if you think it works, and if not, always try again, since it can be quite difficult to get a line that feels smooth. And so his mouth is kind of at a diagonal line, and it's kind of got a little bit of a curve, so I'd be happy with that line there. I think that one works, so something like that should be okay. So it can be a little bit tricky just getting lines, because you don't want them to be wonky and not look that great, and it looks like he's a little bit crazy, you know, so just give him a normal mouth. And all should be good with Sonic. He shouldn't be like Fleetway Sonic, where he's absolutely mental and insane. You should see the eyes on Fleetway Sonic is like crazy. It's like he's been part of an illusion. His eyes are being hypnotized. Right, so once we've done that, what we'll do now is just improve the lines for the fingers. So what we'll do is just get rid of all these top lines, and we can just improve those and have a little bit more curve and everything on the top of the fingers, so they actually look like fingers and not like rectangles or anything else. So go like that with the line, just curve and just give them a little bit more arches really, and making them look a little better, and just looking a little bit more like a hand that is clenched and closed. And what we'll do with this one is we'll cut across that line, so we had a bit of a curve there, but since it's a finger now, we're gonna just make it look more like a finger instead of like a, since Sonic can either have, it's a terrible circle, but you can either have a closed fist with like that's the thumb, or you can have fingers like he is now doing. Since yeah, there's many different ways to draw Sonic, but this is how I'm doing mine right now. So this is the modern Sonic design. Can be a lot more complex than most other Sonic designs, but it definitely does look pretty cool once you have drawn every feature. So going through like this, just simply very similar all the way through it really, nothing too big to do, so just curving off the top. And then this one, slightly different, since you can now, if we just rub a few lines out to make this a little bit more easier to explain, you can see the fold in the finger, so we have a line like that, and you can see that there's a bend in the finger and where the end of the pinky finger is. It's going down like that, and then go like that there, and see that the fist is closed and everything there. So what we'll do now is the bottom of the hand. So what this will do is go like that, and then sort of have kind of bit of bends just to represent the knuckle on the hand. You don't want to have it too knuckly, as you want it kind of still have it a nice flat looking curve, but not too flat really, but it gives the illusion of it looking flat and curved. And then we'll go around that line, and then we can, with this part of the wrist part of the glove, just curve it round there, and we can just get rid of the gaps in between there and just improve those lines like that, and that look a lot nicer there. And what I'll do now is go to the right hand. Just realised I made a thing there, but let's improve that there. Let's get rid of that. And what we'll do is basically the same principle on these. So rub out all the top, and then we'll develop them. You can even rub out the bottom now if you want to, and you can start from the bottom or the top of the finger, depending on which way you find it a little bit easier to make your hands look right. And so curving it off like that, and then it will go to around it here, and then sort of have a little curve out there, and then go like that there for that finger. And then for the second finger, what I'll do is slightly curve into the first finger, and then for the top of this, go from here, and then it will slightly go into the thumb, so just slightly above the bottom part of the thumb, and then curve that into join to that line. And then this line will go down and curve very similar to the first finger, the bottom of this, but then it will have a little bit of a line going down as well as going to the side. And then what you want to do for this third finger is curve it like that, and we'll just get rid of that line and then just make it a little bit easier. So it's a little bit of a curve in, curve down, and then for the final pinky finger, something quick, very quick and easy it should be. What you do is go a line like that, and then a line down like that, and then you have a little bit of a white gap there to represent like the fold on the side of the finger and hand really. And what we'll do is we'll go like that for that finger there, and then from this side like that, and then to join up this next one like that, and they should be okay. And what we can do is slightly just improve these lines and just make them a little bit longer there, just to get closer to the knuckle. And now we'll just improve the thumb line, so going like that, and then just improve the top line by making it a little bit bigger, and we'll rub out a few things inside of it, make that look a little bit better, and then just improve that line to give it the right thickness. Like that, and I'll just double check my thumb, since I don't think I actually went and did that on the other hand. And so simply what we'll do is go with a line like that, how it was before, the nice arch curve, and then but this time it's going out a little bit more. And then we'll just do a line like that there. You can just do a little bit of shade just to show that the side of the finger like that and everything. So that should be okay for the two hands. You can go into this view and just kind of see how things are looking. And what I will just quickly do is just, since like I say in zoomed view you got to be a little bit careful you don't draw things too big, but what I'll do is just move these up slightly just to shorten the fist a little bit, so it's not too wide and too long everything. So yeah, kind of give it similar. And this one, what we'll do is we'll just slightly improve the size, so it's just a little bit too small for my liking. For Sonic's whole proportion of his body, I feel like it's too small for that body. So what we can do is just move this across, and for you guys, for your hands, if you're doing it on paper, all you need to do is slightly just improve the lines and make it look a little bit wide. It shouldn't be too hard to edit, and yeah, something similar to this. I'll just double check. Yeah, so it goes. And then what I can do is check my view and see if that works and how that looks. If it looks too big, then I can always just make it a little bit smaller to fit the lines. Then we'll just improve that line there and just have it connect the wrist part of the glove there, just like that, and that is all good. I think they're a little bit better and they look right. So you always got to remember with hands, it's all depending on how much your hand covers your face. So if you put your hand in front of your face and just cover your face with your hand and see how much of the hand covers your face, and then it can give you an idea of how big to proportion your hands and everything when you're doing drawings for certain characters' size and proportion. Right, so once we've done that, what we can do is finally finish on the shoes and improve these now. So what we'll do is we'll start off with a simple, easier one where it's going to be the side shoe, which is the left leg shoe. So what we'll do is just simply improve the socks on the shoe, so just curving off the edges, and then what we'll do is improve those top curves. We'll go down with that one, and then we'll just go a little bit up with this here, and then go across. And then for this line, we'll just get rid of everything inside. So since there's a little bit of a sort of like a gap that has sort of like so this kind of gap there in between the two kind of rectangles we had, sort of like a thickened line, and yes, it curves down like that in between those two parts of the socks. And now we can just improve the right sock while we're at it, so we'll just get rid of those side lines, rid of those top lines, since we can slightly improve those. So what we'll do is we'll go from here and go right around, curve those, and then got a little bit of a gap like that, and then what we'll do is we'll curve this bottom bit, and when it hits that, it kind of curves kind of upwards and then curves down, and then we'll go round and curve this part here, and then for this side we'll go and curve like that. And then what we'll do is get rid of that line and add in the top lines a bit better, and then we'll add in the middle line. So this middle line on the top first here like that, and then for the next bit it curves just like this. Something very simple there. We do a little line in between the gap as well. It doesn't look the best because it's all rough and there's lines in between lines, but I will clean the drawing once everything is done. You guys can clean your drawing and keep the lines that I've told you to draw and everything, and yeah, it'll look all great in the end. So what we'll do now is add in the white strap on the left shoe. So it goes from slightly in the glove, and then what we'll do is slightly improve this top line to about there, and it will go downwards, and we'll then eventually curve the top, and then curve that around like that. So for the bottom line, it slightly goes up, as is side part of the sole of the shoe is kind of curving around the shoe. So going from here, the line downwards and then curve that. Try and make it still look flat, but have a little bit of a curve on it, but not too much of a curve. And then let's improve those lines and get rid of a few of the lines in there, and I will improve that a little bit later with the cleaning of the drawing when I do that off camera. And then for this shoe, what we'll do is there's a little bit of a gap of red in between this shoe and the line, so what we'll do is go around like that, and then down like this to this point where we drew. And what we'll do is the strap slightly has a little gap that goes into it, so a little line, and then we go up, and then curve that. Try and keep it similar, the distance between each like strap and everything, so like the thickness of the strap should look the same on each shoe that you do. So one shouldn't look too thick and one shouldn't look too thin. Should look similar and comparable. And then we'll go there with the line. Let's improve that line there. Get a little bit more dark and separate it. And we'll add in the yellow buckle on the white strap. And so it's just simply, it's like a little bit of a cube almost shape. So go with this line, then across like that. Then we'll do a little tiny square inside of this. So go like that, and like that there. There we go. And once you've done that, what we'll do is curve off that little bit there, that edge, and we can now add in the sort of like the bottom of the shoe. So this is the top of the grey part of the sole which connects to the red. So this line, it doesn't have a flat line where it curves down, it kind of curves up this a bit. Since on the other shoe, if you look at that, you see how that curves up. This is showing it on the front angle. So going around like this, and then what we'll do is add in the sole of the shoe. So going around and just kind of doing a symmetrical line to the top line on the bottom line to make it look very similar. And then there you go. That is the shoe done, and what we'll do is quickly compare everything in perspective to see if everything looks right and if it needs to be slightly changed and slightly reshuffled, since the shoe may look like it needs a little bit of a resize, as I feel like yeah, looking at that, just needs a slight increase in lines, so in length, so shouldn't be too difficult. If I go back into the other one there, so if we just go down, and then what I'll do is use sneaky trick control. It sort of stretches the drawing instead of it going out in the same lines and making it wider. It just improves the length instead of the width. So having a look at this, I feel like this might be a little bit better. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. I think that looks a lot nicer, and yeah, I'm happier with that and how that looks now. And what I'll do is change back to the pencil tool. So having a look at that, I think everything has been drawn. So what I'm going to do now is, off camera, I'm going to improve my drawing, and once that is done, I'm going to off camera create a line art, so then guys I can colour in a time lapse supersonic. Since you guys, I think everyone really should understand the colour of supersonic, and if you're not, you can always Google search it or just use the colours that I'm using in this video, and you can always slow the time lapse down if you want to follow how I colour, and will be shading the drawing, as I'll be shading the drawing in colour instead of doing it in pencil. And also I'll probably shade off this drawing so I can do a little comparison as well, so showing you guys the pencil version of this drawing, and then kind of fading into the line art of the drawing, and then into the coloured and shaded version of this drawing, so you guys can kind of get a grasp of different ways to draw this, and it'd just be a really little cool slideshow kind of a thing, and just a really cool thing to just see how this drawing can turn out in many different ways and different styles, and you guys then can choose your favorite style that you may want to draw in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video so far, and hope your Sonic, if you have finished it like me, I hope it's turned out well, and yeah, if you just need to clean it up like me, hopefully that goes well, and all well that ends well. So I'll see you guys once I've cleaned up the drawing and have gone and created the line art and the shaded this drawing off camera. So I'll be back to do a time lapse with the colour, and yeah, enjoy that guys, as the music will be in the background, and enjoy the music that goes with it. So guys, there you have it. This is Supersonic once he has been coloured through the time lapse that you've seen, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. I really do like this one. This has to be by far one of my favourite Supersonic drawings that I've ever done, one of the best. So yeah, it's definitely up there in drawings that I've ever done. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys are really happy with it. And I will be going through the line art version, the color shaded version, and the pencil shaded version, so you guys can see which one you like, and then you can put down in the comments which one is your favorite, and yeah, then tell me the feedback on it. And yeah, that'd be great to hear, and I hope you guys had a really good drawing as well with your Supersonic, and hope it's turned out really well, and you've enjoyed this tutorial and been able to take away from this tutorial helpful tips in how to draw Supersonic in really cool poses, and you know, impress people, impress your friends, your mates, you know, and just be really happy with the drawing that you've got of Supersonic, and hopefully you'll be able to always improve. And that's the great thing about art, that we're always able to improve no matter our skill level and our knowledge and experience in art. We're always improving and learning, and yeah, this is my way of being able to help you guys, and to be able to show my skills as well on the internet, on YouTube, and just to share just ways of being able to show off art and help you guys out, really. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. That'd be very much appreciated to show your support on the video and the channel. That'd be great. And if you're new around here and you'd like to see more drawing tutorials from me, or Minecraft Survival World series, and at the moment I'm doing a Minecraft Dungeon series, and if you'd like to see stuff like that, videos like that, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. That'd be very much appreciated to join this community, this channel, and be sure to have notifications turned on for the channel so you don't miss an upload as soon as I upload my next video, which could be a Minecraft video or a drawing tutorial video. So yeah, if you'd like to see that, then be sure to have the subscription to the channel and notification bell turned on. And of course, if you'd like to see more drawing tutorials right now after this one, then I will have drawing tutorials of other characters that I've done in the description below, and also there's a playlist on my channel of about up to about 20 different videos on how to draw different characters. So if you like to follow my tutorials even more, then you can check those out if you'd like to. So guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, wherever you guys are from. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!